This Cuenca Ecuador cost of living and things to do guide includes Cuenca accommodations, restaurants, nightlife, livability, cost of living, and final thoughts. Cuenca Ecuador, Expat Central. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. I'm traveling around the world. I'm presently in Ecuador, South America. Some people call my lifestyle digital nomad because I'm living all over the world, nomad, and I make a living on my laptop, digital. I left the USA in 2007. I have visited 64 countries total in my life so far. I used to record my travels in a personal blog. There's a link at the web page, which is still online. Now I share my adventures here on Vagabond Buddha. Don't take notes as you listen. Everything I say is in writing with Google links to everything I discuss. Just click the link in the description below this YouTube video. You can also get a free PDF with Google links downloaded for future reference in case the internet is spotty when you travel. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally for less money than you spend at home, click here and get a free copy of my book. Again, all of this is in writing. Before arriving in Ecuador, we spent 6 weeks in Colombia, Bogota, Medellin, Cartagena, and Santa Marta. The lovely Chang Hoi of Hobo Ventures is exploring the world with me. We crossed the border from Colombia to Ecuador about 6 weeks ago. Here are posts from other places we have been in Ecuador, including Otavalo, Quito, and Banos. We are leaving breadcrumbs as we travel, so you can follow our path if you like. We are presently in Cuenca, Ecuador. Cuenca is 2,500 meters or 8,200 feet above sea level and is not too far south of the equator. The Cuenca Old Town area was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it has been so well preserved since the Spanish colonial times. Cuenca has a population of over 1/2 million people. Humans have been living in this area since 8000 BC. The Incas showed up in this region in about 1000 AD. The Spanish showed up about 500 years later in 1557. Cuenca, top things to do. Old Town. Old Town. First, you must walk the Old Town area of Cuenca. If you like to wander around aimlessly without a map, the Old Town part of Cuenca is approximately located in the 10 block square area around Parque Calderón. There's a link. In general, the Old Town ends when the cobblestone streets end. If you want a more formal path to walk, start at Iglesia San Blas and walk to San Sebastian. Just click the link to Iglesia San Blas and then click Get Directions. Once you're there, click the link to San Sebastian and click Get Directions, and you'll follow this breadcrumbs, if you will, to see the Old Town area. Make sure to buy a local SIM card for $5 and load it with 2 gigabytes of internet data, $15, so you aren't paying international roaming rates when you start clicking links to all of my suggestions. As you walk this path, you will pass by Parque Calderón. While there, make sure to stop and enjoy the 3 main attractions. Cathedral Antigua de Cuenca, the statue in the middle of the park of Calderón Parque, and the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. The statue in the middle of Park Calderón celebrates an 18-year-old Cuenca hometown boy named Calderón who remained in the line of Spanish gunfire after being wounded multiple times. His fellow revolutionary soldiers were inspired by his continued courage. It is said that he continued to hold up the revolutionary flag while he knew he was bleeding to death from his wounds. Parque Calderón. Parque Calderón. You see Calderón, the wounded boy, revolutionary soldier, honored at the top of the statue in the middle of the park, holding the revolutionary flag. The large pine trees surrounding Calderón were planted by the president of Ecuador, Luis Cordero, about 120 years ago. The park is a nice place to sit and people watch. As previously stated, you should also visit Catedral Antigua de Cuenca on the east side of the park. Catedral Antigua de Cuenca is one of the two Catholic cathedrals on the park. Catedral Antigua de Cuenca is the older of the two Catholic churches, dating back to 1557, but now it functions as a religious museum. At the time of Spanish rule, indigenous people were not allowed in the church because the Catholic Church believed indigenous people had no soul. Next, you need to visit the other Catholic church on the park, Immaculate Conception. Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception is also known as the New Cathedral of Cuenca. The new cathedral was designed by a German-born architect, Juan Bautista Stille, who arrived in Cuenca in 1873. The church was started in 1885 and took 100 years to build. The towers were never completed when it was discovered that Stille had made a calculation error. The foundation would not be able to support the towers designed in his plans. When the church was completed, almost the entire town of 10,000 people could fit inside. To continue your walk, exit the doors on the left side of the cathedral as you face the altar. Turn right after you exit, walk 20 meters and look to your left for a flower market called Plaza de las Flores. Plaza de las Flores. Plaza de las Flores looks just like a beautiful little plaza in a small French, Spanish, or Italian village. There are people of all ages sitting around on benches arguing politics and religion, people riding by on bicycles, and flowers for sale. Yet the flowers are $2 to $3 USD per dozen instead of $12 to $30 per dozen. On this plaza also sits a smaller Catholic church called Santuario Mariano. As you face the church, on your left, in a corner, you will see a door that says Convento de la Ascensión. Go inside. Convention de la Ascensión. This convent was established in the 1600s. It was considered an honor for a wealthy family of Cuenca to have their oldest daughter enter the convent at age 14. There, their daughter had to wear a veil over her face for the rest of her life. They were never allowed to leave the convent. Their family could visit her once a year, but they were not allowed to she was not allowed to take off her veil or be seen by anyone. The convent only accepted nuns from families that could afford to pay to have their daughters there. Over time, the convent needed to develop other sources of income. So the nuns started making and selling wine to the public in the late 1700s. If you go inside, you can watch people as they come in and buy wine from nuns that can't be seen. People place their money on a spinning cabinet and wine is returned to them without ever seeing the nuns. Continue your walk to San Sebastian, as described above, for your Old Town walk. From San Sebastian, then walk to Cruz del Vado and take in the view over the river to New Cuenca. Finally, stop in and enjoy some adult art, not for children, and symbolism at Prohibido Centro Cultural Cafe before checking out one of the largest markets in Old Town Cuenca, Mercado 10 de agosto. Mercado 10 de agosto. The two largest local food markets we found were Mercado 10 de agosto and Mercado 9 de octubre. They both have fruits and vegetables on the first few levels and local restaurants and juice bars on the top levels. People sell local arts and crafts on every street corner and shop, but the largest concentration of crafts we found was at Mercado de Artesanías Rotary. Again, there's links to all these places. This completes your walking tour. Do the following river walk another day. The river walk, Rio Tambambaba River Walk. Start at 𝐬𝐴 Bar and Lounge, and if you are facing the river, walk to your left as you feel safe, as long as you feel safe. There will be two sets of stone stairs to your left in the first few hundred meters. They both go back up the stairs to Old Town. If it is daylight out and people are around, keep walking until you find the first walkable street that goes up on your left. Whether you take the stairs or the first street on your left, make sure to make your way next to 𝐻𝐻𝐿 Espresso Bar. Sit and people watch in this lovely cafe. The people of Cuenca. Watching the people of Cuenca going about their daily lives was one of my favorite things to do throughout Ecuador. We were in Cuenca for about 3 weeks. In many places in the world, you have to worry about being charged more for everything than the locals. For this reason, I'm often tempted to only shop in markets where the prices are clearly marked, so I don't have to negotiate. But here in Ecuador, I rarely saw anyone take advantage of tourists. In fact, the food was often fresher and the prices were lower at the local markets than they were at the fancy expat grocery stores. Not only was it more fun to watch the Ecuadorian life in action, but it was fresher and cheaper. Graffiti. The street art in Ecuador is beautiful and diverse. In some parts of the world, street art is not very respected. But in Ecuador, the street art seems as much respected by the public as it is by the other artists. Meaning, when you see beautiful street art like the one above in Ecuador, it remains up without being tagged or painted over by other street artists. Plus, it stays up for years without the property owner painting over it. Everyone respects beauty here. In some cases, the owner of the painted building even pays an artist to complete a job. Just take a walk around Cuenca and you are sure to find 3 beautiful works of art for every half mile you walk. Hot springs. Piedra de Agua. Cuenca is one of the most active volcano regions of the world, the Andes. For this reason, underground water is often heated to sweltering temperatures and forced to the surface from high temperatures and pressure from below. You can catch a taxi to Piedra de Agua for $5. It is in a nearby suburb called Banos, which is west of Cuenca. It takes about 20 minutes to get there from Old Town. Normally, the entry fee into Piedra de Agua is $35 per person for a 2-hour routine of steam baths, natural jacuzzi baths, mud skin treatments, and underground hot water springs, like in the picture. But if you go early from 6 to 8 a.m., the price is 2 people for the price of 1. We arrived at around 7 a.m. on a Sunday and still got the same rate, even though we were technically late. 𝐿𝐶𝐠 National Park. Ready for some serious nature? Pack a nice picnic in your backpack, layer up for various weather possibilities, including rain, and head over to 𝐿𝐶𝐠 National Park. You can watch the bus to 𝐿𝐶𝐠, or you can catch the bus to 𝐿𝐶𝐠's 40 minutes ride for $2 each way per person. You catch the bus just a few blocks from the largest market in Cuenca, called Feira Libra. A taxi to Feira Libra from Old Town is about $2. Go a little early if you want to explore the market before boarding your bus. From the market, walk over and grab the bus to Alcajas at Cooperativa de Transporte Occidental. There are 3 buses heading there, 6:30 a.m., 8:45 a.m., and 11 a.m. The entry to the park is free, but register upon arrival. If you get lost hiking, they can find you. You can hike for as long as you like or have a picnic at the lake that is visible upon arrival. If you decide to explore further, just stay on the trails to preserve your life and the fauna. Be back at the entry no later than 4 p.m. and start waving down buses heading to Cuenca. 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐚𝐨𝐧𝐝. 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐴, if you are in Cuenca for more than 4 or 5 days, you'll start wondering what a nearby village feels like. Grab a taxi for $2 to Terminal Terrestre de Cuenca, the bus terminal, and take a 40-minute bus ride to 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐴 for $1. Walk around the tiny community for a few hours. There are some great photo opportunities on the walk from 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐴 Plaza and the following market. As you walk, it's about 12 minutes, to the largest market, Santiago de 𝐕𝐚𝐿𝐴 Market. Take photos of the buildings along the walk. And when you arrive at the market, check out the local food, clothes, and lifestyle. When you feel cultured enough, grab a taxi from the market to Agua Genera for $2 and see one of the largest exports from Ecuador, orchids. I didn't count, but there must be 100 different species of orchids here at this Agua Genera. Once you're completely deflowered, grab a taxi, $2, back to the main bus station and catch a bus back to Cuenca for $1. Best price on flights to Cuenca. I only go to one website now when I need to book a flight anywhere in the world. For the last 3 years, I've consistently found that the cheapest flights are found on Skyscanner. Why is that? Because Skyscanner searches all the other websites and returns a link to the lowest price flight to your destination. You can just click and buy your flight with confidence, then start arranging your other travel plans, accommodations, and things to do. Best Cuenca accommodations. Cuenca is a fairly compact city. I recommend staying close in, or better yet, right in the Old Town area. Here are some recommendations that vary based upon your lifestyle and needs. The Colonial Old Town Experience. Old Town Colonial Experience. This high-end luxury colonial hotel is just 1 block off the Grand Plaza for $160 per night, unless it's on special. If that's more than you want to spend, there's a clean, comfortable, beautiful, older hotel. This is in a great location, quite old and gorgeous also. Not quite as over-the-top luxurious as the previous one, but really nice for $53 per night, unless it's on special. If you'd like a studio apartment, if you want to be close in and have basic kitchen services to make minor meals and coffee, there's a link here for $50 a night. If you'd like to stay in a hostel, whether a dorm or private room, there's a very classy hostel here. This is an upscale feeling hostel. There's a great restaurant downstairs full of beautiful, intelligent people from all over the world. It doesn't feel at all like one of those I'm so drunk hostels. It's $8 a night for the dorm or $28 a night for a private room. Spacious 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath furnished apartment with fully equipped kitchen. This is the apartment where we stayed. You want to have some space around you. You want a living room, a dining room, 2 patios, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, clothes dryer and washer, 1 locked parking space that we never used, 8 walkable blocks from Parque Calderon, This is the digital nomad heaven. Great internet connection at $27 a night, depending on season. If you're new to Airbnb, use this code for a discount. Finally, price check. Once you've selected where you want to stay, then use Hotels Combined to find the agency offering the lowest booking price for that property. Just insert the property name and dates, and it will return the name of the agency offering the lowest nightly rate for the property you select. Best Cuenca restaurants. El Nuevo Paraiso. 𝐂𝐻𝐻 and I agree that our best meal in Cuenca was here at this restaurant. We shared a vegetarian lasagna, $2.50, and another vegetarian rice dish, $2.50. They were both packed full of delicious savory side dishes like French fries, fresh avocado, and salad. They also have fresh squeezed juices for $1. Street food. I'm a vegetarian, but 𝐂𝐻𝐻 eats everything. She really loved the meat on a stick that she found on a food cart that was usually parked within 20 meters of this link. They had chorizo sausage, chicken, and pork on a stick with a few vegetables. They also have several sauces she piled on top. $1.50 per stick. She stopped by almost every time we walked by at night after exploring the city. 𝐈𝐢𝐫𝐾 restaurant. This place is right across from Parque Calderón. I had a nice bowl of locra de papa for $4. This soup is a creamy potato soup with cheese and avocado on top. It's a favorite dish for vegetarians in Ecuador. 𝐂𝐻𝐻 had a nice rice and shrimp dish that was big enough for 2 meals for $9. The prices were high here, but we both loved our food. Quinoa Vegetarian Restaurant. If you're a vegetarian but still want to try meatless versions of regional Ecuadorian meals, this is a great choice. Vagabond Buddha's Kitchen. I'm an amazing cook, and our apartment had a fully equipped kitchen, so I have been cooking most of the meals at home here in Cuenca. Also, 𝐂𝐻𝐻 has been missing her favorite Malaysian dishes lately, so she has started to cook. There are great fruits and vegetables in the markets, so we have really been enjoying preparing meals at home. For some European spices and cheeses, we've had to go to expat grocery stores. Otherwise, we try to shop in the local markets. Local dishes. If you love to try local dishes prepared by locals, the best place to go is the top floors of the 2 markets I mentioned above. I post them again here for your convenience. Mercado 10 de Agosto and Mercado 9 de Octubre. There, you will find all the Ecuadorian favorite meals for $2 to $4 per meal per person. Best Cuenca nightlife. Start your evening at 𝐈𝐻𝐷𝐷. You can have dinner here or just come for after-dinner drinks. It's a very good pre-party place. It has great people watching and decently priced finger food. At around 10 or 11 p.m., go for a walk around the area and listen for music that suits your fancy. When you hear something interesting, go inside and see if the atmosphere pleases you also. If so, start dancing. From 𝐈𝐻𝐷𝐷, walk this path starting around 11 p.m. As you walk, let your ears and eyes decide which places to investigate further. These are not suggested places to visit. This is a walking path to make sure you walk by the interesting places in the nightlife area. And it's a string of clicks that you can walk. La Cigale, Del Fruta, Santorino, Disco Nidia, and Dubai. If you're more into a classic jazz scene, then go straight from La Cigale to Jazz Society Cafe. Cuenca livability factors. Walkability. Cuenca Old Town is very walkable. It's a lovely community. The internet. The internet is workable here. I didn't have trouble. It worked all day, every day. Food. The food costs in the local markets are about 30% cheaper than in the US. The expat grocery stores have about the same prices as the US. Weather. This has been our favorite weather so far in Ecuador. The weather in Cuenca ranges from cool to warm. Daily highs of around 70 degrees Fahrenheit and daily lows of around 48 degrees Fahrenheit are about the same all year round. Cuenca gets 3 to 4 inches of rain per month, March, April, May, and October. The other months get about 1 inch. Cuenca cost of living. Below is the estimated cost of living 1 month in Cuenca as a temporary visitor. Some of the estimates could be reduced as a long-term visitor or full-time expat. For example, we saw 1-bedroom furnished apartments for $450 per month in Old Town Cuenca. Cooking at home could save money also. These living costs are for outside meals. Oddly, furnished apartments are cheaper in Cuenca than hotels. This is why the below medium cost of living is higher than the high cost of living. Normally, people renting furnished apartments have to pay more than hotel room rentals. The cost of livings here are for Airbnb or a moderate hotel or backpacker hostel multiplied by the number of days that kind of person would stay. Also, food carts, neighborhood restaurants, or high-end restaurants based on whether you're a low, a medium, or a high-cost traveler. The cost per month in Ecuador to live as a low cost is about $400. A medium, $1,200, and a high, about $1,170 per month. For more information about how the above cost of living monthly multiplier works, please visit the bottom of this link at Vagabond Buddha. It does not include alcohol, excursions, or extras, and is just for one person. Final thoughts on Cuenca. Cuenca has been our favorite place so far in Ecuador. The Old Town area is small enough to walk everywhere, and we have never had that feeling of danger, even when we walk around at night. There's also a very active expat community here if you're looking for a place to retire and want to hang out with expats. There are amazing hiking trails and even camping opportunities in 𝐿 National Park if you are a nature lover. You're also only about 3 hours by bus from the beach here, if that is important to you. We are spending so little money here and enjoying everything about this place so much, I don't want to leave. We've spent 3 weeks here. Normally I'm ready to explore a new place by 3 weeks, but I want to stay here longer. But it is time to go to the Galapagos Islands. So stay tuned and we'll let you know what it's like living there. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? If you've enjoyed this video, please like the video, leave a comment below, and click subscribe. This will help increase our rankings on the searches like Google so we can get our message to more people. So we would appreciate it if you could help us with that. If you'd like to start living internationally or learn how to make money online, whether you can travel or not, please grab a free copy of my book. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thanks for stopping by.